My name's Tom Roberts. I am an orthopedic surgeon specializing in sports medicine, and my first year in Conway was in 1992. Orthopedic surgery deals with bone and joint injuries. The subspecialty that I have is in sports medicine, which obviously deals with athletic injuries and helping athletes to stay healthy and get back from injury. I chose sports medicine because I injured my knee when I was in college and had to have surgery, went through rehabilitation, the whole process. So it got my interest piqued in what had happened to me and why things happened the way they did. And the good news is we do a lot better today than we did when I was young. Some days I'm in surgery, some days I'm in the office, some days I'm at the colleges seeing athletes, or perhaps covering a high school or college football game. Can be a lot of different things. So it's the thing I like about it, it's not the same thing every day. Obviously enjoy sports medicine a lot. I like arthroscopic surgery. Part of that has to do with what I went through, because the surgery that I had on my knee, we now do arthroscopically, which means we make little poke holes in the joint to be able to go in and do the surgery instead of making a large incision. Do a lot of ligament reconstructions for people that are dislocating their shoulder, tear their ACL, that type of thing. Probably the most common non-operative injury that we see are sprained ankles. People get busy playing their sport, they're running, jumping, looking up at the basket or the net, and it's come down to somebody else's foot, and all of a sudden your ankle rolls. And the good news is most of those can be treated non-operatively. You know, from an operative standpoint, some of those things would be like an anterior cruciate ligament reconstruction, or a torn meniscus in the knee, or a shoulder that's got a rotator cuff tear. So a lot of different things that we take care of in sports medicine. Preventing injuries is not totally, completely possible, but you can limit your injuries by, one, maintaining your flexibility. Most of us don't like to stretch because it's a little bit painful, but having good flexibility is very helpful. Maintaining good core strength. You know, a lot of us don't really, we want to lift weights, get our chest and arms strong, but we don't do the things we need to do to keep our core strong. So I think core strengthening is a really important facet. And then just realizing if you are having a nagging problem, to try to figure out what's the cause of that, to get over that before you continue to make that worse. The recovery after orthopedic surgery for an athlete, first of all, we're focused on trying to help the patient recover from the injury and the surgery. And a lot of that is focused on, one, getting rid of the swelling, getting rid of you know, any loss of motion that's associated with the injury or the surgery, and finally getting their strength back, and then finally getting fully functional. So it's sort of a stepwise process, recovering from an injury, trying to minimize the damage from the injury, and then helping someone to rehabilitate to get back to their full function. Conway's been a great place to live. It's raised my family. My wife and I love it here. I think a combination of a good business community, also the colleges and schools in this area are outstanding. I think all that contributes to the fact that Conway is just a great place to live, and we love the outdoors. We're sort of at the foot of the Ozarks, and it's just been, it's an awesome place to live.
Hi, and welcome. It's time now for the Conway Regional Health System pregame show. The Wampus Cats on the road tonight at historic Quigley Stadium to take on Little Rock Central. It's a battle of two teams going very different directions. The Wampus Cats bounce back victory after the loss at Cabot with the win over Northside, and Central struggling. There's just no other way to say it right now. Guys, let's talk about our homecoming against Northside and what was a really complete performance.
It was that indeed. I mean, you think about offensively, 63 points. It's just crazy. 14 points from your backups. I mean, they came in and they were raring to go. Defense, all the sacks. I mean, we were just so disruptive there. And in the one interception, and then special teams making a big play and putting some points on the board. There were some other areas where special teams struggled a little bit, but yeah, I mean, in all three phases, it was just impressive. And it's so impressive when you consider that was their performance coming off of a loss. It built confidence, I would say.
Well, in Northside coming into the ball game had been putting up numbers somewhat similar to Conway. Their offense had been putting up plenty of points, and their defense starting to get a little bit stingy. So, especially after the Cabot game, you're a little bit concerned and worried about what we might see. But in typical Conway fashion, other than the Cabot game and in our first game against Bentonville, where we won by 9, we mercy ruled yet another opponent, but which is big in my book because we get to get some people off onto the sidelines and some other players in, and so you stay healthy and you get some experience at the same time. So overall, just a fantastic performance.
Yeah, the value of playing multiple players at multiple positions and fewer snaps and fewer hits. I mean, just that all it adds up after a while. And that's one of the beauties of 7A football is that you do have some depth. Not everybody, though, has the depth that Conway has.
Yeah, and Central's one of those
teams. Yep.
I mean, I think I read in one of their first games earlier in the season, they were down to about 40 players on the roster. And you know, you imagine the way that the season has gone so far, it might even be less at this point. When I was a senior in high school, or when I was a sophomore in high school, our team only had 35 players and 5 seniors. And that was a rough experience, but we were a 3A, 4A team. It's hard to really imagine with the 7A team like that, but that's the reality they're facing.
Well, one of the good things about that, Tim, I was going to ask you about just the health issue, because we've stayed pretty healthy.
Yeah, we've had a little bout of sickness go through like this time of year. I had it myself, and so we're really healthy going in, and knowing that. I mean, you don't play games on paper, and I get that, but if things play out, we play like we normally play. They play like they normally play. We're going to continue to pull people out, probably the second quarter, third quarter, and get some people into the ball game to get some really needed experience. But to your point, Jeff, we keep people healthy. I mean, anything can happen at any given point in football. We know that a player can get hurt, and we've got some key guys that we feel great about our depth, but there are a couple of positions that if you lose that one, man, that's a game changer. So hopefully we'll get in and out and back home for next week.
And props to both of you. I know you've both been kind of playing hurt a little bit over the last 3 or 4 weeks, and your backups are terrible. So thank you for battling through and doing a great job. So I want to take for the next minute or two that we have here during the pregame show. Let's take this week and next week. Let's package them together. You've got a Jonesboro team that's struggling, a Conway team that's playing really well, same as that we're looking at this week. And Bryant's out there. We know it. We can talk about it. We're already thinking about it. How do you keep young kids, 15, 16, 17, some 18 years old, not looking too far ahead? They've got to stay in the moment.
Yeah, and that's what I think was so impressive about the Northside win was you're coming off your first loss, and they really got them honed back in and focused on that. Yeah, I mean that's the thing is they all know it.
Yes,
everyone knows it. But if you just have to take care of the business at hand in front of you, and I mean, listen, I know me and Tim, we're gonna be watching that Cabot and Bryant score all night on Friday night. It's just what's gonna be happening because there are just so many paths still available for this team. I think I've said it last week. I'll say it again. There's a path to the 1 with some help. There's a path to the 2, with maybe little less help, but then there's also a path to the 3 and 4 if we don't take care of business the next 2 weeks. And I think that's all you really have to say to motivate these kids, because we said at the beginning of the season, they know what they have. They know it. They know what they have, and they know what they can accomplish. You just got to keep a constant reminder of what's still on the table. And I think they know that too.
The coaches I think, Jeff, have done a tremendous job in their level of consistency of messaging every week. I mean, Coach Fimple talks about the fact that it doesn't really matter who's next. It's the next game. You prepare for it just like it's the next game. Forget the opponent for a second. It's a game you got to play. And so the message, I think the message doesn't change. You just say, I get it. Yeah, we know Bryant's out there. We're going to take care of business. We got to take care of business again. And then we get a chance to do what you want to do. So, boy, if there's ever been a year where I'm thankful for a couple of games where we should win and we should be pretty healthy going into them, leading into Bryant, this is the year. This is a special team.
Okay, so in 30 seconds or less here, guys. Speaking of Cabot and Bryant, who are we pulling for tonight? I know there's scenarios on both directions, but tonight, who are we pulling for?
I mean, I don't want anyone to beat Bryant until it's us. So,
Okay,
and I know
okay.
I know Tim Roach feels the exact same way. I think
So we're rooting
I
for
think
Bryant?
it's dirty to say it, but that's how it was in the championship game last year too. If I'm just
Yeah,
being
you're
honest.
very
I mean,
harsh. Your word rooting is not the one I would choose.
Okay.
But
Fair
I'd
enough.
be okay.
Fair
I'd be
enough.
okay
Well,
if Bryant wins.
Hey, I know they're watching our games too. I mean, this is great. I love this time of year. We had the stumble against Cabot, coming back from it, and we'll see what happens with their game tonight. Guys, have a great call tonight. Stick around though, because we'll have you in the booth in a little bit, but also we'll visit with the senior spotlight, Preston Prock, and also Coach Fimple. That is coming up on the Conway Regional Health System pregame show.
Conway Regional has been the community's hospital for 100 years, providing high-quality, compassionate care. As our community continues to grow, we're growing alongside you to ensure all of your healthcare needs are met right here in Conway. When your family needs emergency care, you can trust our board-certified providers to provide the comprehensive care you deserve when you need it most. So when you're facing an emergency, trust the care you'll find down the hallway, not down the highway. At Conway Regional, we're not just growing, we're growing together.
Transform your internet experience with Conway Corp Managed Wi-Fi, powered by Plume. Full strength, uninterrupted Wi-Fi everywhere in your home. Multiple devices, maximum streaming and uploading. Installed by our experts for peak performance. Buffering, over. Dead spots, gone. Easy controls manage your smart devices. And advanced security keeps it all safe. It's the smarter way to Wi-Fi. Conway Corp Managed Wi-Fi. Upgrade now.
Conway bounced back from last week's loss in a dominant homecoming victory over Northside. I'm Morgan Henry, and this is the 7A Central Report. Starting off with last week's results, Conway bounces back from last week's loss in a 63-20 victory over Northside. The Wampus Cats started the game at 7-7 and then broke the tie as they scored the game's next 27 points. Gerald Chambers broke the tie with a 27-yard touchdown run with less than 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Chambers then added a 4-yard touchdown run that was set up by Quadrell Wilson's 39-yard punt return. A blocked punt was returned 4 yards by Wade Simpson for the next score, and after a failed 2-point attempt, it was 34-7. In the second half, quarterback Donovan Amalo hit Chris O'Neal with a 24-yard touchdown pass, and Moogie Carr scored on an 11-yard drive. Caden Henderson added the final 2 scores for the Wampus Cats as he caught a 3-yard pass from Grayson Allen and ran for 13 yards for the score. Northside will host North Little Rock this week. The Bryant Hornets dominate Southwest in a 35-8 victory to stay undefeated. Bryant scored late in the first quarter with a 6-yard touchdown run by Chris Ganaway and added 2 more scores in the second quarter. The Griffins scored in the fourth quarter on a 4-yard run by Jabron Lewis, but they were outgained 240-129 despite running twice as many plays as Bryant. The Hornets quarterback finished 4 of 5 passing for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns, along with a 26-yard rush to lead the Hornets to victory. Bryant will host the Cabot Panthers this week. The Panthers scored 35 points in less than a quarter and a half to beat Central 49-13. Cabot scored all 5 of its first half touchdowns on the ground, getting 2 apiece from Evian Jimerson and Owen Horn. Jimerson led the Panthers with 71 yards on 8 carries, and 5 different players recorded at least 31 yards for Cabot. Little Rock Central got both its touchdowns from quarterback Adrian Bing, who ran one in from 1 yard out and added another on a 25-yard pass to Kalen Fleming. Central will host the Conway Wampus Cats this week. North Little Rock scored 21 points in the second quarter to beat Jonesboro 28-14. After a scoreless first quarter, quarterback Malachi Gauber put the trudging Wildcats on the scoreboard with a 42-yard pass to Rashad Simmons. Dolcari Davis recovered a Jonesboro fumble and fumbled it 78 yards to give North Little Rock a 14-0 lead. Running back Javonte Harris scored from 5 yards out to make the score 21-0, and Corey Henderson rushed 72 yards to give the trudging Wildcats the final score of the night. This week's Player of the Week is cornerback Demir Manuel, as he had 3 interceptions for North Little Rock. Jonesboro will host Southwest this week. Wrapping up for this week, I'm Morgan Henry, and this has been the 7A Central Report.
Conway Regional has been the community's hospital for more than 100 years, providing high-quality, compassionate care. As our community continues to grow, we're growing alongside you to ensure all your healthcare needs are met right here in Conway. Our award-winning team, led by board-certified interventional cardiologists and emergency physicians, delivers one of the state's best door-to-balloon times for emergency heart care when you need it most. So when you're facing a heart emergency, trust the care you'll find down the hallway, not down the highway.
Now home entertainment can get out of the house. Introducing Conway Corp TV, streaming entertainment with cloud DVR. live sports, local TV, and much more. It's perfect for rom-coms on the couch, adventures in the backyard, and binging over lunch. So whether you're in your bedroom, on your phone, or on the go, it all feels like home. Conway Corp TV, available only from Conway Corp.
Welcome back. The Conway Regional Health System pregame show continues now. It is our senior spotlight. And in the spotlight is a young man who has been in the spotlight a lot recently. He's been playing at the top of his game. It's Preston Prock, linebacker or defensive end. I'm sorry, I had you one line too far back on that defensive side. But Preston, things have been going really well recently for you individually. The team turned things around last Friday night. Before we talk about this season and the rest of the year, we always like to talk to our seniors about how football began for you. Tell us about how you got started in this sport that you play so well.
I actually started in kindergarten through third grade at flag football. There was a league over at the soccer fields. And then we got into Optimist. I played for the Chargers. My dad coached that team. And then seventh grade, I was at Carl Stewart with Coach Moore and Coach Luters. And then I was a Whiteside player for the junior high, 8th and 9th grade with Coach Mallett and Coach Kendrick and Coach Clardy. And then that just led up to coming here and just fell in love with the game.
You've been around the game a long time.
Yes, sir.
Now, did you play by the rules in flag football? Because I kind of get the idea that you might have taken some kids out.
Oh, there was a few aggressive moments, but for the most part, there was just pulling the flag.
All right, very good.
A few aggressive moments. Yeah, I love that. We could just use that to describe your career here. So coming into this year, most Wampus Cat fans and your coaches and teammates, they were expecting some big things for you this year. And you've not disappointed, especially these last two games against Cabot and Northside. What are your thoughts on your performance this year and how you've just taken it up to another level?
I think I've been doing pretty well, and the whole defense has been doing really well. 6 sacks last game for the whole defense. You just can't ask for much more than that. And I feel like I've found a way to get in the backfield more and just work more pass rushing moves. And pretty pleased up to now, but just got to keep going.
Preston, you had your career in both baseball and football has been outstanding, and you've just got a few more games left in football. You got your senior baseball year upcoming. So people know you as a Wampus Cat that's just kind of doing a lot of different things. What do you want your legacy to be as a Wampus Cat? What do you want people to remember your time here as a high school athlete?
I just want people, my teammates, to just remember me as a leader that just is always bouncing around and giving everybody good support and just keeping good energy to the team for baseball or football, and just play every last play like it's your last.
What gets you in the mind frame that you need to be in to play that way? Do you have music you listen to? Do you get alone? We've heard some guys. For most part, people like to be alone. Do you ever gather up with other guys and kind of talk through things? Take us through that 2:15 until kickoff for on Friday nights for you.
Well, after the pregame meal, I do take a nap in the back corner, and then I really don't listen to music until right around 5 o'clock when I start stretching. But I am a loner when it comes to pregame. I like to sit by myself and stuff and keep myself in my own thoughts and just listen to music that either calms me down or pumps me up, just depending on my vibes that day.
We'll keep them both handy because they're going to be maybe some different songs you'll need to listen to over the next 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 weeks. Let's keep this thing going. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, Preston. We appreciate your time. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Conway Regional has been the community's hospital for 100 years, providing high-quality, compassionate care. As our community continues to grow, we're growing alongside you to ensure all of your healthcare needs are met right here in Conway. When your family needs emergency care, you can trust our board-certified providers to provide the comprehensive care you deserve when you need it most. So when you're facing an emergency, trust the care you'll find down the hallway, not down the highway. At Conway Regional, we're not just growing, we're growing together.
The Conway Regional Health System pregame show continues now with Coach Keith Fimple joining myself and Levi and Tim. And Coach, it was good to bounce back last week. Homecoming, complete success.
Yeah, great environment. Coming out of that tunnel right there, you could look up in the home bleachers. I mean, who couldn't get ready for that game? Yeah. Just seeing the crowd and everything like that. But thought the kids did a really good job mentally. There's a lot of things different than the week before. Not as many turnovers, not as many penalties. Looked like focused. Was real proud of them the way they took the task at hand and went to work.
Yeah, and Coach, just to follow up directly on that, I mean, you're in a good spot, 3 conference games left to go. You're pretty healthy for this time of year. And like you said, your team responded really well coming off their first loss. How are you feeling about your squad as we sit here in week 8?
Yeah, again, there's several things that you just touched on there. The depth that we've been able to play experience-wise, starting off with Bentonville and then working our way through where we're at right now. Is invaluable, to be honest with you. I've been able to play a lot of people to keep people healthy, to be honest with you. And that helps tremendously. Like you said, getting into the playoffs, you want to be at the best with your best personnel you possibly can be with. So, there's a lot of great things that have happened so far in the season, but I feel really good, about what's going on with the team as far as mentally goes. They have a goal at hand. I think we took a little sidetrack there, but I think they're back on right now. And that's what we keep talking about. We don't treat anybody different than what we did with Bentonville or Ouachita, or we want to play the same standard every week, no matter who it is. So again, that was a good test for us, and we're going on.
Well, Coach, that kind of leads into the next question, which is Central comes in and they're struggling. And, on paper, it looks like something that we should probably take care of business on. But we don't play them on paper. You actually have to go and do it. So what's the approach for those guys?
Well, that's been the approach since Sunday, is that why do we treat anybody different, no matter who it is, every week? And I think for great teams to do great things, they at some point have to figure out, in high school especially, it comes down to how you're going to play. You're going to play at a certain standard, and great teams do. They don't play down or play up. They should play at one standard the whole time. So we've talked about the victories we've had. We talked about the loss we had and what were the major differences there. And again, we're going to take that same mindset going into Central, that we're going to take care of ourselves and play at a high rate.
Coach, we'll be at Quigley Stadium, which is one of the more historic venues in our state. And I know that you love the history of football in Arkansas as much as we do. And we haven't been there in a while. Of course, we missed the 2020 trip there. So what do you tell your guys about a place they're going to play that the Razorbacks played in 100 years or so ago?
I fixed to talk about this today. So after we get done with practice, had a great chance in Springdale to coach with a guy named Bruce Matthews, who's the son of Wilson Matthews, who started out at Little Rock Central before he became on a trophy with Frank Broyles. We'll be mentioning that today. We'll talk about 10 straight state championships from the time he took the job there. We'll talk about the great historical factors of the school itself and what it meant to the history of public schools and the nation itself. So it's going to be a great talk this afternoon with Coach Fimple, but it's all based off a common thing of football. And then, being in there, I want my kids to know, a knowledge base of what Central stands for. So it's going to be a great Thursday after we get done right here.
Very good. Well, we're hoping for a good Friday night too, Coach. We appreciate your time.
Appreciate you guys. Go Cats.
Good evening and welcome to historic Quigley Stadium here in Little Rock. The regular season is beginning to wind down. It's week 8 for your number 3 ranked Conway Wampus Cats here on the road at Little Rock Central. I'm Levi Gilbert alongside color analyst Tim Roach. And Tim, your Wampus Cats come into tonight's action rebounding well last week against Northside after coming off their first loss of the year.
Yeah, every phase of the game really. We outplayed Northside, and they came in pretty strong and very confident. And right away, the game went the way of the Wampus Cats, and that's the kind of game you like to see, especially after a loss like that.
Definitely like to see that. Tim, your Wampus Cats have exited the Murderer's Row part of their schedule. We've been talking about it for 3 weeks, and are entering what's expected to be a slightly easier stretch with Central tonight and then Jonesboro next week. And, of course, we all know what's looming after that. But that's the issue for your Wampus Cats tonight, isn't it? I mean, your Wampus Cats, they can't afford to look ahead. Central is struggling. We all know that. We've seen the record the last 2 years. But your Wampus Cats, they've been hit with a bit of a bug that's been going around. Seems like everybody's dealing with that right now. And focus can shift in the late stages of the regular season. How do your Cats keep that from happening tonight? That takes us to Tim's 3 things.
Well, Coach Fimple said it in the pregame show when I asked him the question about how do you prepare for a team that may be a little bit underwhelming in terms of their abilities. And it is, you just focus on the game. You focus on what's in front of you and you just play it. So that's playing to capabilities. That is, you play to your best. If we play our best, if everybody does their part like that, we're going to come out fine regardless.
Well, and there have been 2 other occasions this season where we've had this same script, right?
Right.
At Springdale, struggling Springdale, and then at Little Rock Southwest. And,
Right.
and both of those games, your Wampus Cats took care of their business.
Yeah, they did, and they came out and forced the action early and they were able to get ahead, and that's the way we like it. Get ahead and then let folks play. What we haven't seen this year is we've not seen the turnover ratio that we have seen especially last year. This time last year, we were plus 14 in the turnover margin. This year, right now, at the same time, plus 1. So that's a huge number. Now, we've turned the ball over the same amount of times, 7 to this point as we did last year, but we're just not getting the turnovers. So I'd like to see us get turnovers. We kind of started to see, so last week we had about 3 or 4 picks that we could have had. We got 1 of them, but I do think that turnovers and numbers of possessions for our offense would be a good thing. The last thing is we want to stay healthy. We just want to get done and get out of here with a win and ready for our next ball game.
Yeah, we've talked about it before. Bears mentioning it again. I mean, other than Nathan Berry, who was starting at right guard coming into the season,
right?
We lost him along the way. Hate that. But other than that, we've been relatively unscathed. We've had a few people go out. I mean, Sean Tufu wasn't here at the start. Jalen Chambers was out for a little bit of a stretch. We've got some people out tonight. Not football-related injuries, but overall, we've been pretty blessed in that department.
Yeah, from an injury perspective, I mean, I think the only one that I can really think of off the top of my head is Q Whitehead.
Yeah.
Who was out last week, did not play last week.
And the week before.
Yeah, and working on
maybe it was
he was
just
at
last
Cabot.
week.
He got injured at Cabot.
That's right.
And with an ankle, but I talked to him tonight. He feels really comfortable that he'll be back next week. That doesn't hold us to that, but that's really it. And so to your point, and we keep talking about that, at this stretch, after 7 tough ball games, to have only that as your injury discussion, that and the flu, then yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and we do have some changes to the starting lineups. We will get you through all of those here in just a bit. Hey,
There's
talking
Nate.
about Nathan Berry. Yeah, there
There
he
he
is
is.
out there.
Nice.
Senior tonight. All right, back with starting lineups after this break here on Conway Corp.
Conway Regional has been the community's hospital for more than 100 years, providing high-quality, compassionate care. As our community continues to grow, we're growing alongside you to ensure all your healthcare needs are met right here in Conway. Our award-winning team, led by board-certified interventional cardiologists and emergency physicians, delivers one of the state's best door-to-balloon times for emergency heart care when you need it most. So when you're facing a heart emergency, trust the care you'll find down the hallway, not down the highway.
Back live here at Quigley Stadium in Little Rock as your Wampus Cats are just minutes away from kicking off another 7A Central matchup, this time against the Central Tigers. Let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups. And offensively, a few changes of note. James Neal Jr. getting the start for the 2nd straight week in place of Q Whitehead. You mentioned that before the break. One starting change, actually 2 starting changes, both at receiver. On the left side, Jaden Hughes, senior wide receiver, getting the start at one of those outside slots. And then Jackson Anderson stepping back into the starting lineup after stepping back last week because of an off-the-field related injury. But he's back.
Right, and I'm not sure that we're going to see Chris O'Neill tonight. And that's
Didn't sound
the
like
bug
it.
that was going around.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Let's go ahead and look at defense. Significantly more changes on this side as Drew Canterbury getting the start at linebacker. Ben Chandler, who starts at that outside linebacker spot that Drew's at tonight, moving inside to that middle spot. You've got Zy Blakely starting at defensive end. He's a senior getting his first start tonight. DeMarkel McKenzie back in the starting lineup at tackle, and Marquise Stuckett getting the starting nod at the other end spot, and not his first start of the season, but him back at that spot tonight.
Right, and the thing about the players here, all these guys that we're seeing starting tonight that have not necessarily had the starting time, have all been playing a lot throughout the season, and not just during cleanup time. They've been playing in the major parts of the game. This is a great opportunity. I mean, with every downside of an issue like a bug going through the team, you get some lift, and that is a chance for people to show what they really can do in a starting role. And so great news for people like Drew Canterbury, Jaden Hughes.
Yeah, another change defensively, not starting wise, but a little bit of a shakeup is we do expect to see Jacoby Wade in some at backup at one of the outside linebacker spots. Of course, he's that comes in on nickelback situations and backs up Jonas Cecil as well.
Yeah, so. And he's been all over the field. I mean, we've talked about him like last week. Every time you saw a free ball or you saw something going on, Jacoby Wade was in the middle of it.
We talked about Chris O'Neill being out tonight. It will be Tice Carr back to receive alongside Q Wilson. It's your Wampus Cats. We'll start off the ball game with the ball.
Yeah, it's shocking that we have the ball. We always start with the ball.
So shocking,
yeah.
Yes. Shocking as always.
Last year, we talked a little about this off the air, but last year, Central came in basically in the same position, just struggling, to be honest with you, and they got the ball first and returned the kick all the way to the 6-yard line. So it was start off a little bit differently.
Well, this is not their normal kicker either. I will point that out in case we see any shenanigans here. This is
always fearful of shenanigans.
Wesley Johnson, he's listed as a linebacker. Their normal kicker is number 99, Clayton Preza Alarcron. So something to keep an eye on here.
Already. We have a good hands team up front, though.
Rome Fields out there. Ben Chandler, Jalen Chambers.
Delay a game.
Delay a game.
Yeah, they waited too long.
It did look like Johnson was going to kick it away, though.
Yeah, he's pooch kicking it out. They'll have to back up 5.
We keep seeing this week after week. And I mean, I get it. I wouldn't want to kick it to Q Wilson or Chris O'Neill or Tice Carr back there either. But it's just interesting that we continue to see this strategy week after week.
Yeah, they do not want to go deep. So now you've got a pooch kick, but it's Dalen Moten or Jackson Anderson. You also have Jacoby Wade out there. I mean, these are guys that could play deep also. I mean, it's not like we're losing a lot.
They'll back it up 5. Wesley Johnson, junior, set to kick off here again. There's a pooch kick. A little bit of trouble here. Tice Carr will run back. He's going to pick it up near the 20. He's met right around the same area, so not much going on the return. A little bit of confusion there. Let's go ahead and look at our offensive starters.
Wide receiver, Clay Fisher, receiver. Jaden Hughes, right receiver. Jackson Anderson, receiver. Aaron Smith, left tackle. My name is James Neal, and I play offensive guard.
Cole Smith, center.
Sean Tufu, right guard.
Cole Williams,
right tackle.
Wampus Cats start this drive at the 21. It'll be a keeper for Donovan Omalo. He's going to be down past the 25.
You know, an interesting, I mean, everybody, including me, thought that was just going to be a boogie card dive. You just kind of had it written off. Good gain on first down.
2nd and 6 after the 4-yard gain. Empty backfield for Donnie. Quick pass out in the flats to Boogie Carr. Boogie catches it right before the 30. He'll be down at the 29. Should set up 3rd and 1 here, maybe call it 2.
That's a very wide pass for Boogie, but he threw it right before the break.
We'll go trips to the left, hand off to Boogie Carr. Boogie bounces it out to the left side as the first down and more. He'll be down near the 38.
Good solid open field tackle there by Central, or Boogie's gone the distance. He was the last man standing.
Be twins to each side. Donnie will look to pass here. Looking over the middle of the field for Rome Fields. Rome hauls it in near the 45. Tackled quickly at that spot. I think that was number 10. No, I don't have a 10 on my roster.
There we go. But Donnie had plenty of time to throw there, waited for Rome to come open. Really good route, good protection by your offensive line.
First down, handoff to Boogie. Boogie working that left side again, following Cole Williams, who was pulling. Just pancake somebody.
Yeah, Cole is having a good run right now. This offensive line in general having a great run.
Be 2nd and 3. Get the pass out to Jackson Anderson in the flats. Got blockers in front, picks up the first down. He'll go out of bounds near the 31. Another first down for Conway.
Yeah, had 2 opportunities there. Maybe could have taken it upfield. It chose the boundary instead and was able to get enough for the first down. So good move by Jackson.
They'll move trips over to the left. Rome Fields, Clay Fisher, and Jaden Hughes out there on the left side. Another handoff to Boogie Carr. Boogie works out of a little shoestring tackle and picks up a few extra yards.
Yeah, it took a bit of a shot there at the end, and I didn't like the way he was getting up there. So good to see Chambers get in.
Gain of 5 makes it 2nd and 5. Central wants a timeout. We'll go ahead and.
They're saying Conway?
Oh, excuse me, Conway.
That's interesting.
All right. Good call, Tim. I missed it. I mean, I
well, you know, I know. Hey, you would think that.
All right. We'll be back after this here on Conway Corp.
Thank you for your business.
Welcome back to Little Rock. The Wampus Cats ranked number 3 in the 7A here on the road, taking on the Central Tigers.
I don't know that I've ever seen Coach Kelly as animated as he was right there when he called that timeout. None too happy.
He was not happy about something. Pass out in the flats to Clay Fisher on 2nd down. It's going to be a gain of, man, maybe just 1 yard.
Yeah.
Make it 3rd and 4. They'll flip 3 receivers over to the right side. They'll give it to Jalen Chambers right here. Jalen bursting right up the middle. He's got the first down and flips over down near the 10-yard line. 1st and goal coming up here for Conway.
Working fast, working fast.
Another handoff to Jalen Chambers. Jalen lowering his shoulder down near the 5 now.
Boy, that great tempo right there, those last 2 plays. Awesome tempo. Now we've got a change coming in with Desmond Davidson.
Bringing in the heavies. Mason McEwen in there. Cole Williams bumps out as well. They'll give it to Dez right up the middle. Dez trying to work back to the left side. Picks up a few yards. Down to the 3.
3rd down and goal now.
They'll keep the heavy set out there. And they get Central to jump off sides. That's Karan Jones.
What a heady play by Donnie there. He barked out the delay on it and got him to cross. They were going so fast again. This tempo, man, you get going, and all of a sudden you throw up a stop sign and defense just don't have a chance.
So half the distance. Makes it 3rd and 1.5 yards. They give it to Dez again. Dez following Cole Williams on the left side. Dez Davidson scoring his 3rd touchdown of the year.
Needed to hand the ball to Cole Williams. I mean, Cole was literally to the goal line before he had anybody to even look at. What a fantastic play call. Great job by the offensive line. And Dez with that power run, man.
The Wampus Cats march 80 yards down the field. About 4 minutes and 13 seconds off the clock, and we got another Central Tiger jumping off sides again.
Again, in high school, cannot, well, we didn't even get the kickoff there, so obviously we take the penalty, but it's a dead ball foul. As soon as they cross the line of scrimmage, it's over with in high school ball.
Make this one a little bit easier for Adrian Mejia.
Distance is not the issue with this young man.
Get him again.
Well, Yeah, I don't know that we go for 2, but we're getting closer to that point where you got to go, well, maybe we just do it.
Well, we saw that happen
Yeah,
a week
last
ago.
week. Yeah, and you know they've got to have that in their playbook. We just don't run it very often.
The first attempt didn't go so well, but later on,
Second one did.
a little trickery with the 2-point conversion
Nice.
pass to Cole Williams.
Nice catch by Cole.
That was fun to watch. No rush this time. And Adrian Mejia is good. His 40th PAT of the year. Conway up 7-0. Back in 30 seconds here on Conway Corp.
It began in 1997 with one goal, community first. It grew, reaching farther and farther across the state of Arkansas. Now, we're on the move again, ready to show our commitment to the people of Conway. Ready to continue the effort to revitalize our downtown with a state-of-the-art banking facility. Ready to live out our firm belief that community is everywhere. And now, community is here.
Back live here at Central High. The Wampus Cats up 7-0, taking their first possession of the game. 80 yards and scoring from a yard and a half out with the handoff to Des Davidson.
Really no issues along the way. Third and short a couple of times. That's the kind of drive that is disheartening to the defense and really kind of gives your offense a lot of mojo because it's running the ball, it's passing the ball, it's a little bit of everything.
Adrian Mejia going to take that one all the way back to the 1. Central will return. Stringing it out to that right side and turning the corner a bit. He'll be out of bounds right at the 28. Good return there by the Central Tigers. Let's look at our defensive starters.
Zach Blakely, DN. DeMarkel McKenzie, defensive tackle. Kelvin Thomas, D tackle. Marquise Stuckett, defensive end. Wade Simpson, outside linebacker. Bill Kelly, outside linebacker.
Drew Canterbury, linebacker.
Taj Carr, cornerback.
Hudson Wallace, safety. Jonas Cecil, safety. Quadro Wilson, cornerback.
Again, the changes of note tonight. Zy Blakely getting his first start at defensive end. Drew Canterbury getting his first start at outside linebacker. Got some other changes as well. DeMarkel McKenzie back in the starting lineup. Marquise Stuckett back in the starting lineup. And Ben Chandler shifting to middle linebacker.
And during your conversation, it was just enough time to see Central get a false start. So we'll back them up 5. But, yeah, so a lot of good changes here on defense just to see how that respond. Now, Central, this is a little bit different. They are definitely spread. They want to throw the ball as much as they want to run it, probably more.
The backfield here as they get started. And the pass from Adrian Bing just a little too high. That pressure coming from that front four.
Drew Canterbury, literally came untouched in the middle. There's a good run. Look at, Jalen Chambers. Guy just absolutely sees creases like nobody's business. Plants his foot. Yeah, in the last defensive play, Drew Canterbury comes completely untouched to the middle blitz. If we have our heads up there on the backside, we might have picked one there.
Be empty again for Bing. Looking right in the middle, connects with Jordan Thomas, sophomore. He's going to pick up about 4 yards. Doesn't quite get back to that original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because, with a passing game like they have and what they want to do and spread you out, create some space, trying to find spots in the zone. So that underneath is going to be there. The question is going to be, will he have time to throw? Can you go anything more than a 5 yard out, 6 yard in?
That has been the challenge for them. Thomas will head in the backfield. They'll move trips over to the right. 3rd and 11 here. Bing rolling out to his left. He does connect out on the outside boundary with Ravion Odell, but it is short of the marker.
That was a great catch. Looks like they are still sitting in,
4th and 2 at their own 36.
Got to make sure that we don't jump here. We want to be real disciplined.
They are going for it. Bing going to take it himself.
No.
Hit in the backfield. Who got first contact there? Keldon Thomas, I believe.
Thomas, yeah. Great job. Great penetration by your defensive line. It was a quarterback draw all the way. And first contact was about 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage and ended up losing 1. So just great job by your defense there.
And a short field for this Conway Wampus Cat offense. Not something you want to make a habit of doing.
No, it's not a good start for the Central defense at all.
They load 4 receivers up to the left, get it out to Rome Fields quickly. Rome's got gain of about 3 or 4 there on first down.
Question is going to be, when do we go long? Because they've got man coverage on the out to the boundaries, and it's just going to be a matter of time before we do that.
Ball's at the 36, and going to be a flag here against your Wampus Cats. They're going to call false start.
Maybe we weren't set. That may have been more the thing, because we came up to, Donnie came up underneath and took the snap directly and kind of maybe threw some things off there.
Backs it up to the 37, 2nd and 11. Fake to Boogie, looking for Jackson Anderson out here on the near side. Jackson gets a nice gain. Still short of the first down, but picked up a lot there.
Yeah, just get set. Make sure you're all still before you go. Nice.
3rd and 1, they give it to Boogie. Boogie bringing it back near side. There is a flag down near the 25 over by the hash mark.
Well, that's in the place of holding.
It will be a hold.
Wampus Cats having a little bit of trouble here with a couple penalties on this drive and not necessarily doing themselves any favors.
That is going to back it up.
1st and 8. Spot foul.
So they pick up the first down, and with the foul, brings it to the 34. Donnie rolling out to his left, extending the play, going to keep it himself, goes out of bounds right around the 32.
Yeah, well, that was his only option because Clay had gone out of bounds, and I pretty much believe it was on his own, so he could not come back in and catch the ball and be the first to touch it. So good decision by Donnie right there. It's 4th down. So what down is it?
Well, it should be 2nd down.
Okay, now
2nd and 7. Donnie connects with Jaden Hughes. Jaden pulling that ball in. It was coming in hot, and he's down right at the 25.
Great catch in traffic.
Another first down here for Conway. Handoff. Man, oh man, a lot of movement happening on that right side, clearing folks out. Boogie Carr just following the way.
Yeah, he's not getting his first contact like until the linebacker area, probably 5 yards deep.
A quick pass out to Jaden Hughes. Late flag coming in. Over on that side, thrown near Jonathan Smith.
They're either going to call offensive pass interference or holding. Holding against Scott.
They have a Tiger down on the field. They're going to take a look at him. We'll go ahead and take a break here as well. Back in 30 seconds here on Conway Corp.
From day one, Centennial has been there for the people of Conway, the people that teach us, protect us, guide us, and work to make Conway better every day. That's why we've donated over $5 million to local organizations and causes, and we have the same commitment to serving you for life's milestones and everyday moments. Centennial Bank, proud to call Conway and Faulkner County home.
Back live here at Central High. Wampus Cats driving again. As we come back here, it will be 2nd and 12. Handoff right up the middle. Boogie Carr getting quite a bit back there. We missed the penalty because of the injury timeout, but it
was a hold. They called a hold, yeah. So it brings up 3rd down.
3rd down here. They give it to Boogie Carr again, trying to work that left side. Picks up just a few yards there. It's going to bring up 4th and about 4 or 5 here.
Looks like offense stays on.
Have trips over to the right. They'll give it to Boogie again. Boogie. So patient, following those blockers, finds the seam, picks up the first down, gets it down to the 11. 1st and 10 coming up here.
Boogie coming up a little bit slow. This is the second time this first half or this first quarter that he's come off a little bit slow.
Brings in Jalen Chambers. 2 receivers to each side here. Donnie looking in the end zone for Jaden Hughes, and he connects with the senior on the 11-yard strike. That's the first touchdown of the year for Jaden.
Wow. Nice route, all alone in the end zone. Donnie very patient again, the offensive line giving him plenty of time to make the throw. Just a great route, great play.
Getting his first start of the year tonight out there on the outside receiver spot, and first touchdown of the year there for Jaden. You love to see it.
Oh, absolutely. Great guy.
Extra point is up. And it is good. Wampus Cats up 14-0, 2:47 to play here in the first quarter. Back in 30 here on Conway Corp.
When you choose First Security, banking is just the beginning. Here, we take care of each other, making the community we all share even stronger. So people in Arkansas can build a life, buy a home, run a business, and more. Strength in numbers and neighbors. It's another way First Security helps Arkansas bank better. And it's why you should call on us today. First Security, bank better.
Turn live here at Central High. Wampus Cats up 14-0 on the Tigers. 2:47 to play here in the first quarter.
Overcame 25 yards worth of penalties on that drive. That's great. It's also not that great. So a little bit of cleanup, left to do. I'm sure the offensive tent is buzzing right now.
It's great that they overcame it.
Yes.
It's not great that they had to overcome it.
This is what I'm trying to say.
I understand. I'm tracking with you.
I did my own little math problem there and it wasn't working, but great job by your offense just to overcome. Again, it's at least three penalties there. A false start, 2 holding penalties, 25 yards worth, and lots of stops and starts. And so just a great job to overcome.
Well, it's not having any impact on Donovan Amalo, 8 for 8 for 60 yards and 1 touchdown, and that is his 20th touchdown on the season.
Nice.
Need to point that out. And, hey, as I'm sure all of you are doing, as well as us, we are keeping an eye on things going on in Saline County.
I was going to give myself a few more points before I begin.
Well, it's the end of the first quarter there, and Cabot is leading Bryant 7-0.
That's interesting. At Bryant.
So we will keep an eye on that as we go. 1st and 15 here for Central. Bing under pressure, rolling out to his right. Escaped the pressure and picks up some positive yards. Tice Carr and Ben Chandler taking care of business over there.
I mean, you want to be able to, and he got back to 5 from the penalty, but you also don't want to have your choice of Boundary or Ben Chandler, and I choose Boundary every time.
It's going to be about 2nd and just call it 10 here. Here comes the pressure. Got Porter Udi over on the right side.
Yeah.
Was
great
indeed
job.
Porter.
They ran past the blitz, so there was an opportunity there for them to make some good yards. They had the right play called. Fortunately, Porter Udi was the man with the plan. He snaked back and made a great tackle right at the line of scrimmage. Really, the carry forward was for about 3.
Going to make it 3rd and 6 here. Another handoff, trying to work that left side, and just not much going over there. Yeah. Justice Hills, I see, is in.
Yes. Oh, man, Justice. This is the guy that I'm on the defensive line. I love all these guys. But this guy is an interesting guy right here.
We do bring on the punt team this time.
Yeah, you went for it on 4th and basically a yard from about the 35 and don't get it, you lose a yard. So that, even though I know it's early and I know you're already down 14, you don't want to do that here.
I guess their main kicker and punter must must be out. Because this is not the punter I saw a week ago. Well, and you can kind of see what's going on here with it. Big play here on special teams again.
Yeah,
second straight week we've seen that.
I'm not sure if we have that or not, but I don't know. I couldn't tell if he just missed the ball, but the snap was terrible.
Yeah, it looked like
it rolled
a low
back.
snap.
Yeah, it rolled back on the ground.
You couldn't see if he missed the ball when he tried to kick
it up. Yeah, I mean, because the time he picked it up, everybody was in his face. So I'm not sure what happened there, but the good news is, regardless, we have the ball at the 16-yard line.
Well, a week ago, I think it was Ben Chandler that got the block on the punt.
I think it was Wade Simpson who blocked it and got
then
the
picked
touchdown.
it up? Yeah, I couldn't tell. Swing it out to Lala Smith to start this drive, and Lala taking it all the way inside the 5.
You know, Lala in space is really, really dangerous. I mean, man, he has got some moves in the open field.
First and goal from the 3. They're moving quickly. Give it to Lala again. He's going to fall forward to the 1. Lala Smith, 2 rushing touchdowns on the year and 2 receiving touchdowns as well. They're going to go to the heavy set again this time. Jalen Chambers.
Yeah, I mean, that had touchdown written all over it, and he got somebody got one grip of a foot.
Jalen working that right side, going right behind his blockers, and walks in easily. Yeah, touchdown number 3 for Jalen Chambers. Got his first 2 a week ago.
Which was hard for me to believe, so he's on a bit of a roll. Great job by the heavy package there. Got people like Mason McEwen in there. Watch this in the open field. One move there.
Play that set all this up.
Yeah.
Lala Smith's like, I want to get in the end zone.
Offsides on the extra point on Central, so we'll do it again.
And I believe, Tim, that Donovan Omalo remains perfect on the night.
All right, so you're going to eventually say it enough to where it's not going to
happen.
Hey, so I know what
you
you're trying to do.
Blame me
no,
for
I know
these
what you're trying to do, and it's just not going to work. I'm not going to work that.
Extra point is good. So with 14 seconds on the clock here in the first quarter, it's Conway 21, Central 0. Back in 30 seconds here on Conway Corp.
When you choose First Security, banking is just the beginning. Here, we take care of each other, making the community we all share even stronger. So people in Arkansas can build a life, buy a home, run a business, and more. Strength in numbers and neighbors. It's another way First Security helps Arkansas bank better. And it's why you should call on us today. First Security, bank better.
Donovan Omalo staying perfect, 9 for 9. 73 yards and 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
Boogie Carr has 7 carries for 44 yards. And Jalen Chambers 3 for 21 and 1 touchdown. Of course, Des Davidson with the other rushing touchdown.
You have no superstitious bone in your body.
I don't. Hey, you're the one that cut your hair.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
There we go.
I didn't do that.
See?
All right, here we go. Central.
See what I told you?
Is that Chris O'Neill out there making the tackle?
It is.
We weren't expecting to see Chris O'Neill.
Well, it's a good time to show up. Well, they got a good return the first time.
And they had a good return a year ago at Conway.
Yeah, that's the spot, man. I don't know what it is about Central and their kickoff returns. That's the best offensive play they've had all night. They start off in our end of the field.
Positive momentum for the first time tonight for the Central Tigers.
Yeah, he hit the seam, and there was, if not for the speed of Chris O'Neill, he was gone.
It's good to see Chris O'Neill out there. Wasn't expecting that.
Right.
Jordan Thomas will line up beside Adrian Bing as they start this drive. They're missing a lineman.
That's no bueno.
Missing the left guard. 6 seconds, 5 on the play clock, and they will get it off in time.
Good block. That's a
sweep to the receiver, Q Wilson, stepping up and making a tackle. A lot of running there, but just about 3 yards gained.
Yeah, it was actually a good block on Wade Simpson off of the edge, and then thought a bit of a hold there, but it is what it is.
That's going to do it for the first quarter. Conway up 21-0 here in Little Rock. Back in 30 seconds here on Conway Corp.
The Smith Ford family loves football too. We have a variety of vehicles on the lot and ready to drive to any game.
Our customers are treated like family. You'll receive the personalized service you expect and deserve.
We make purchasing a vehicle easy with a hometown feeling and no hassle guarantee. Come by and experience Smith Ford's family customer service in Conway on Oak Street or on the web.
Back live here as we get ready to start the second quarter. Conway up 21-0. It is now 7-7 over in Saline County. #1 Bryant Hornets taking on the #2 Cabot Panthers. It's a big game with big seeding implications for the entire 7A Central and for your Wampus Cats, so we'll be keeping an eye on that.
Yeah, that's a huge game.
Of course, Cabot beat your Wampus Cats a few weeks ago, and Bryant still looming out there in week 10. Still ahead for us. Empty for Bing. Bing under pressure. Kelvin Thomas shutting it down. That is sack #3 on the year for Kelvin.
Also, Zai in there. I mean, the entire defensive line. Zai was in there. Kesey, Big D. I think literally all four, except for Big D. I gave Big D too much credit.
Well, he
got in
on,
on the leg.
yeah, he hopped on there at the end.
But a team sack, but led by Kelvin there.
Kelvin came into tonight's game with 26 tackles, 5 tackles for a loss, make that 6 now, 3 sacks and 8 quarterback hurries. He is king of creating pressure. Get a little swing pass out in the flats to Caleb Fleming. Caleb's a sophomore. Picks up a few yards. Will be 4th down, and Kesey stuck it. Limping as he tries to get up. He'll come off the field. Preston Prock will come in for him.
Yeah, they need to call timeout. Officials need to call timeout, but okay. Well, so that play defensively was set up. It was behind the line of scrimmage and in space, but our defense was set up to say you can have that. We'll give you 4 or 5 yards, but that's all we're going to give you. So good job defensively there.
I think this is number 27, Malachi Cox. We have a timeout here from Conway.
There was a little bit of stuff going on there.
All right, we'll go ahead and take it with them. Back in 30 seconds here on Conway Corp.
We so often anecdotally get from our customers, hey, we've come to your store and it just feels different. And they really have a hard time explaining why that is, what that is, how they feel that way. But I think our customers need to come experience for themselves and understand why Caldwell Cares means something here and why it feels different here and why we're here to help you buy a car, not to sell you a car. And that's kind of our approach.
.10:27 on the clock here for the first half, and Conway up 21-0. As we come back, it's 4th and 8. Central on to punt again. The last punt, snap was low, and it's a little better there. They do get the punt off. Gonna bounce right around the 25. And is downed, call it right at the 24.
Yeah, he got it off. It actually not a bad little punt there. We were playing fairly safe. We did not come at him with full bore block play, and neither did we play for a return, so it was just basically safe.
Conway will start with twins to each side, and Lala Smith in the backfield. Try to get the quick slant to Rome Fields, and
I don't think Rome was looking for that one.
Yeah, he didn't seem quite ready there.
Miscommunication there.
First incompletion of the night
for
Donovan Omala.
What happened? Talker. All right, now we got that off. Let's make the play now.
2nd and 10. They'll give it to Lala Smith. A big gap right up the middle. Lala rips off one for about 17 yards.
Yeah, and he did a great job once we got into the second level of maintaining the ball. I mean, that was a spot there it could be stripped out from the backside, but he did a great job.
Stick with twins again, and Central's going to call a timeout. They just could not get things set. We will go ahead and take it with them as well. Back after this break here on Conway Corp.
Thank you for your business.
As we come back here, it'll be 1st and 10 for your Wampus Cats. Go ahead and look at this run from.
Well, I mean, it had some serious green in front of him. Good spin move, but that spin move ran him right into the defender.
They get a quick pass out to Clay Fisher.
Good play.
Clay still on his feet past the 45, and he will be down at the 42.
We have our guys, almost every one of them can play can run with the ball after the catch. Their yards after catch, really good. Clay is one of those guys that doesn't get a lot of credit for that, and that's on me. But what a great run after the catch there.
Clay, 18 catches now on the year. All kinds of time for Donnie. Finds Jackson Anderson out near the 30. He'll be down at the 27.
Well, we haven't gone vertical yet. We didn't go very vertical against Northside. So we're working the lower levels. It's got to pop at some point in time.
Handoff here. Lala working that left side. Still on his feet. Stays on his feet all the way down to the 1. He gets stopped again.
Just an amazing job of open field running in the second level. Unbelievable.
They'll keep him on the field here. Donnie keeps it. Walks it in on the right side. Touchdown, Conway.
Donnie's the vulture. Donnie is the team vulture. He gets the 1-yard runs all the time. Bless him. Great job. It's a great setup by Lala there. And right here, I mean, so good block. Wow, who is that? That was Aaron Smith had his guy pancake, but I mean, just tremendous balance. Great effort all the way to the goal line.
Extra point is good, 28-0. 9:01 to play here in the second quarter. Cats up big. Back with more after this here on Conway Corp.
It began in 1997 with one goal, community first. It grew, reaching farther and farther across the state of Arkansas. Now we're on the move again, ready to show our commitment to the people of Conway. Ready to continue the effort to revitalize our downtown with a state-of-the-art banking facility. Ready to live out our firm belief that community is everywhere. And now, community is here.
Well, it's been all Wampus Cats here tonight at Little Rock Central. 28-0. 9:01 to play.
Yeah, there's still, man, it's a long time to into the first half.
Well, this is what we were hoping to see, Tim.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Get the points on the board here in the first half. Give a chance to get your second string, your third string into the game, and get them some experience and get some rest for your starters as we're entering that final stretch here of the regular season.
Yeah, it's very important to be healthy. Obviously, when you head not only for the we keep talking about Jonesboro and Bryant to end the season, but also for the playoffs. Pop kick. Wow, that's new.
It almost paid off.
Well, very effective.
Yeah. Some good speed flashing out there. Grayson Allen, Trez Hammond, Chris O'Neill, Des Davidson. Some fast folks out there.
Yeah, that's a unique deal there. A great pop kick right in that zone, and with the kind of speed we have, flying to the ball.
Well, and after the last return, they just want to slow them down. I mean, that's really all the positive offense they've been able to generate is off that last return.
That's exactly right.
Conway says no more of that.
We'll fix that.
Well, it's been no first downs for Central. Well, excuse me. Let me get to my updated stats. Still no first downs. 15 for your Wampus Cats. Pass on first down here, and Central trying to flip the field. There is a flag down near the 20. Travion Williams flashing some speed there, picked up a lot of yards, but you expect that's probably coming back.
Yeah, great job by Wade Simpson in pursuit, and Q Wilson shutting it down because he had a lane there, if not for those two guys. But to your point, there is a flag out here. We'll see what this is. I have a feeling it's coming back. Yeah.
It is holding against Central.
But, you know, I mean, to Central's credit, to that player's credit, complete flip of the field. He ran about 80 yards to get about 5 or 6, but all for naught.
Talked about it at the start of the game, but I believe we are seeing Jacoby Wade in at outside linebacker right now.
Yeah. So you got Ben Chandler in the middle. You got Drew Canterbury on one side. Let's see. I know Wade Simpson was out there for the last play, but he's standing off at this point.
That makes sense because Jacoby Wade is backing up Wade Simpson tonight. Yeah. 8:38 on the clock, and Central trying to get organized here. It's 1st and 12 as we come back. Bing looking deep. Trez Hammond is there. Trez with the interception. And he's got some blockers out in front as he comes back, working the left side. He's going to be pushed out inside the 15. Big return for Trez Hammond.
We have a flag in the backfield.
I'm going to guess holding.
I would think. But
on that right side. I didn't see a late hit on the replay here.
Yeah, no.
Bing just put some air under that one, and Trez Hammond, some great coverage deep. He was right there, and you could see the excitement as he turned around and saw all those white jerseys in front of him.
We had a couple of guys, they're going to go back and look at film, and Trez is going to say, listen, and I don't know who it was, so I'm not going to say who it was. I need you to turn around and block. I need you to get a helmet on a guy because he could have maneuvered. He was pinned by the boundary, but he could have maneuvered down for a touchdown. But that's some film work, but great job. Just a kind of a pass that was well overthrown, and Trez was right there. Great job.
Another short field here for your Wampus Cats. Start here at the 12. Donnie looking again, found O'Marion Pace. O'Marion looked like he fumbled the ball, but they're going to say either he was out of bounds or the ball went out of bounds right at the 2.
He fumbled it out of bounds, so it's where he was. But what he was trying to do was reach for the goal line. So heads up play by OP, just got to hold on to the ball.
1st and goal at the 2. They give it to Boogie. Boogie stretching on the left side, still fighting, and he finds the end zone right at the corner. He had to run a long way to pick up those 2 yards. And that is touchdown number 8 for Boogie Carr on the season.
First time Boogie's gone in this year sideways. He literally was heading in sideways. He turned to get to the corner. Just a great run by Boogie there.
I mean, that may be one of the furthest runs he's made for a touchdown. It was just 2 yards.
2 yards, right.
Extra point is up and good, 35-0. 8:11 to play here in quarter number 2. Conway up big. Back in 30 seconds here on Conway Corp.
From day one, Centennial has been there for the people of Conway, the people that teach us, protect us, guide us, and work to make Conway better every day. That's why we've donated over $5 million to local organizations and causes. And we have the same commitment to serving you for life's milestones and everyday moments. Centennial Bank, proud to call Conway and Faulkner County home.
We have seen a great return to form here in the ground game. Look at this, 2 yards for the touchdown, but how many yards do you think he ran?
About 35, but watch this,
there.
Sideways.
Sideways, all right. Boogie Carr.
And almost took Coach Hughes out. God, come on, Coach.
It's 122 rushing yards on the night for this Wampus Cat offense, and that is the 4th rushing touchdown here in the first half.
Well, their confidence level right now, I mean, every drive has just been kind of as they want it, and so very confident offense right now.
Chris O'Neill got some hands on him. Man, that is a nice weapon to have on special teams. Your arguably your fastest receiver,
who's a bit of a headhunter as well,
playing on that outside, just chasing people down. That's something.
Chris O'Neill's got game. I mean, he is, he's a great receiver. But, with the way that they run their punt packages with the quick kicks with Sherry, he gets a lot of opportunities to make plays down the field, and he's good on the coverage.
Jacoby Wade back out there again.
Late addition.
I think I see Seth Fortune now out at middle linebacker. Bing was in trouble again. Oh, man. Tice Carr just couldn't quite get those arms under there before it hit the ground. That was almost another interception for this Conway defense.
Yeah, we're making some changes now. You've got not only Tyson, but now you've got
Grayson Allen.
Grayson Allen in. Seth Fortune. Still Jonah back here in the back end, and Q on the other far side there.
Trez Hammond playing some safety.
Yeah.
Bing looking over the middle. He does connect, and what a great chase down there from Jonah Cecil.
Yeah, backside. Good throw. Actually, great route. Good throw. Everything mechanically was good for Central there. And Jonah made a great play on the ball. Tackle, good sure tackle, just to keep it to a 5-yard gain.
Second catch of the night for Caleb Fleming. It's been kind of a safety blanket for Bing when he's had time to get the ball off. Hand it off on first down to Thomas. Just not much working there. Maybe a gain of 1. And a late flag coming in.
I don't know what that's about. Very late flag. I don't know if it was a face mask. Calling a horse collar.
It is a face mask.
That call was so late. I'm not sure exactly what he saw there.
Well, there you go. Central getting their first down of the night off the penalty.
Wow. I mean, I was just about to say we've done everything we needed to do on third down. Penalty there cost us.
I don't know who's working the scoreboard, but it is.
Yeah,
it's an adventure out there.
It is.
I have no idea what I'm looking at. Bing going to keep it there, and Preston Prock wrapping him up.
I'd like to see that again. Do we have that back? Do we have that play? I'd like to see that back, because that was a tackle on the quarterback as well as the running back. Who was that?
Oh, Grayson
Allen.
And then Preston
took
Prock
the running back. Yeah.
Came in behind.
Took the running back, took him out of play, and then took the quarterback. Not great play by Grayson.
With Drew Canterbury starting at outside linebacker, Grayson Allen moved in as the backup. For Drew, so we're going to see a little bit more Grayson tonight. Grayson 2 sacks on the year, and now 3 tackles for a loss.
Timeout, officials timeout here.
So you've got backup linebackers all the way across out there. Seth Fortune, Grayson Allen, Jacoby Wade.
Sure. Oh, maybe they're talking about the clock and some of the functions not being on.
I would not doubt it, because, I mean, there was a good – well, here we go again.
Yeah, I mean, everything's wrong with the clock now. So the time on the clock is off. The scoreboard is off. We're actually probably pretty good, I would guess, on ours.
They've got 6:37 now back on the clock, and got a 2 for the Tigers, and that's it. That's all that's lit up. They're trying to get things right back on there, but
okay.
Kind of a metaphor for Central Tiger football at large.
So they're not
right
gonna
now.
go. We know what the score is. That's the good news.
It's 35-0.
Ooh.
Jacoby Wade
still going to get him.
Causing pressure, and ultimately chases Bing down.
I mean, just a football play by Jacoby Wade there. Sprinted in untouched, jumped for the throw, didn't get it, and then got the sack.
Well, that's exactly why you're starting to see Jacoby Wade at linebacker, because the kid has just been making more and more plays every week in limited capacities, coming in those nickel downs. They like what they've been seeing with him behind the line of scrimmage. We're starting to see him a little bit more at linebacker as well.
Yeah, his summer ball that he had, the breakthrough, has played into the year now.
3rd and very, very long.
We have no idea on the time. So the 6:22 that you see at the bottom of your screen is not going to be real, but it's because there is no legitimate clock. Who knows if that's right or not? So it says 5:30. Yeah, see, it's already stopped again. So Central is having major scoreboard issues, so they're keeping the time on the field. So I'm not sure how we're going to find out what the time is.
Tigers will be punting away again. Better snap. Here, a high punt. Bounces at the 30, takes a little bit of a central hop down to the 25. So with roughly 5 minutes left, we're assuming Conway has the ball back, but only one timeout.
Yeah, one timeout, plenty of time to get, I think, plenty of time to get into the end zone. If we can at least keep the ball, keep the score the way it is at the very least, then we will have been in the mercy rule for the second half.
See Blake Kortzmeyer.
Wow.
Split out on the far side at receiver. Omarion Pace down here on the near side. They swing this out to Lala Smith. Lala, a lot of green space over here on the near side, and a late flag coming in, thrown right near OP.
Yeah. Wow, they're calling it tight on the edges, that's for sure. That's a number of holding penalties this half for both teams.
Yeah, that is the 4th penalty now against your Wampus Cats.
Unfortunately, 3 of them have been from the Biggie style.
Give it to Lala Smith again. Lala, so much space in this shoestring tackle, saving a touchdown. How many touchdowns has he had just ripped right from his grasp?
He better not go down at the 1 yard line or Donovan's going to have another.
Donnie looking to pass deep here, looking for Omarion Pace. OP hauling it in inside the 15, down at the 14.
What a great catch. I mean, this is covered up pretty well by the defense, but OP, what a great target, by the way. Goes up and gets it. What a great play by OP.
Omarion came into tonight with 2 catches. He's got 2 already here. They're looking for him again in the end zone. Oh, man. They're going to say he was out of bounds. He caught the ball. I thought he got a foot in.
Oh, my goodness, OP.
The official had other thoughts there.
Stop it, man. This guy, that's 2 great catches.
They'll go trips to the left here, 2nd and 10. They'll give it to Lala again. Lala working a little bit on that left side. Short gain here.
Yeah, good solid tackle by the defense there.
I think we're at 3:55 on the clock. Conway getting a little bit more back there. Man, I think he scored.
Man,
I'm gonna keep thinking that.
Man, I mean, it was such a great catch. Now I know he landed fully out of bounds, but like you, I thought he got at least a foot into the black there.
It is halftime at Bryant. Bryant leads 10-7 over Cabot.
Oh, what a game!
Cabot will receive to start the second half. All right, 3rd and 4. Lala Smith. Man, he is going to be close. It's going to be, I think, about a yard short.
Here's the first down. Here's the play right here. I mean, this is such a great job by their defense just to get into the backfield. Stopping our running backs has been tough tonight.
4th and 1, and they give it to Lala. Finally, Lala gets in the end zone.
No touchdowns for Donnie.
Touchdown, rushing touchdown, number 3 on the year for Lala Smith. And he is over 100 yards rushing now on the season. And you feel good for him because he kept getting it down to the 1.
Oh, my gosh.
Finally, he gets his chance.
Nice job by Lala. He owned that drive.
Him and Omarion Pace.
Killing it.
Extra point is up and good, 42-0. 3:10 left to play here in the first half. Back after this 30-second break on Conway Corp.
When you choose First Security, banking is just the beginning. Here, we take care of each other, making the community we all share even stronger. So people in Arkansas can build a life, buy a home, run a business, and more. Strength in numbers and neighbors. It's another way First Security helps Arkansas bank better. And it's why you should call on us today. First Security, bank better.
Well, at 7:44, Scott Stats Taylor texted me and said, 5 drives, 5 touchdowns for Conway. That text is now out of date because I didn't read it in time. It's now 6 drives, 6 touchdowns for your Conway Wampus Cats.
Yeah, and they've been, none of them have been very quick. I mean, we did have one where we started at about the 20-yard line and one that we started at about the 30-yard line. But those, it's just been kind of as you please kind of drive.
He just texted me and said, make it 6, LOL. Yeah, make it 6. Central will start their drive at the 32 with 2:28 to play, and I think they still have, well, it shows they just have 1 timeout. I thought they still had 2, but
yeah, I
thought
know.
we had taken 2 timeouts.
Yeah, I think
and
that's right.
Only taken 1.
I think you're right.
Well, we've come to find out you just can't trust the board here too much.
Ty Faison late into the game, playing the middle now.
An empty backfield for Bing as Central starts this drive here. Zy Blakely, DeMarkel McKenzie bringing the pressure. And Bing just trying to find something out on that far side. No go there.
Yeah, Zy put the roll, got him to roll out very quickly, quicker than he wanted to. That was intended to be a pocket pass. And then after he took off, the closest he could get the ball to anyone was like 3 or 4 Wampus Cats. There was nobody there but Wampus Cats.
Empty again for Bing. Looking on the near side here. And Drew Canterbury, R.J. Chapman both there to break that thing up.
That was nicely done right there.
Here we go. We're going to finally get the look
let's
at
see.
the Omarion Pace.
Well, this is the great
that
catch.
was,
That's
yeah,
the great
that was
catch.
A great one.
Oh, my gosh.
That wasn't the one in the end zone that I still believe. I still believe.
The good news is that OP would agree with you. I guarantee you. Here, is this it?
All right, we're going to try and see it
yeah,
here.
Here we go.
Just a beautiful pass. I don't care. I don't care, Tim Roach. Give it to him.
I think he had a foot out of bounds.
Yeah, maybe.
Oops.
Oh, Drew
Come on,
Canterbury.
Drew.
Almost got an interception right there, Drew.
Oh.
Drew had a game a week ago.
Yeah, boy. I mean, he's really and playing so fast. He had a great game tracking down Poom Savoy, their #1 player from Northside last week. That one, he could see the whole way and just couldn't come up with it. Here's the other thing, too. You catch it and you keep your feet.
Pater.
The magical pick 6.
That is 4th down, and
they brought their punter in, yeah.
Punt team again.
We'll play safe. We're not going to even play back.
Do see Phil Sherry warming up down here on the sidelines. So we may have seen the last of Donovan Omalo tonight.
He had a good night.
He did have a good night. If this is, in fact, the final look for him, and I do see Phil Sherry getting out on the field. Final numbers for Donovan Omalo, 12 for 13 for 116 yards and 1 touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, the yards are not a lot. We were doing a lot of dink and dunks and
excuse me, 13 for 15 for 152.
Okay, well, that's a little bit better. That
touchdown.
sounds a little bit better, but some great throws by Donnie in that first half.
Phil Sherry checks in, 1:59 to go. They give it to Caden Henderson. Caden flashing the speed, working the left side of that line and cut up field very quickly.
Well, we've got some really good offensive linemen, and Caden Henderson would start for a lot of folks. I mean, this guy's legit. I mean, he's number 3 on our depth chart, I think, or 4th maybe.
He's 4 or 5, depending on any given night. I think he's mostly number 4. Nice pass out to Jonathan Smith. That's the 5th catch of the year for Jonathan.
And I like this guy right here. I was watching him in pre-games, working good. This guy's run some really good routes, good hands.
Mason McEwen is in center. I think Derek Haynes is in at right guard. Phil Sherry looking deep for OP. It's there. Marion Pace catching it inside the 5.
Great throw by Phil Sherry. I mean, that dropped it on a dime, and OP goes and gets it. Good coverage by the defense. He was right there. Just a great throw and great catch.
Well, I know that was inbounds, Tim. Give it to Caden. Caden, a little bit of a high snap there. I think he may have picked up a 1 yard.
I can't tell if the clock is right there. So it's skipping some seconds as well. They're really having a hard time, but it's 30 seconds left.
Des Davidson checking in on 2nd down, 2nd and 3. Phil Sherry lofting one up for OP, and that was a little too far in the back of the end zone, but OP was being pushed.
Yeah.
20 seconds on the clock, and flag comes in. It will be.
He had to call it. I mean, I hate it, but he had to call it. It just literally pushed him out of the back of the end zone before the ball got there.
That won't be it shouldn't be an automatic first down, should it?
Nah. Well, it occurred in the end zone, and this is where I'd have to have Hannon or.
They did change the marker on the sideline to first down.
Let's see. I don't know. I think it's still 2.
I'll give to Des Davidson. Des trucking in for his 2nd touchdown of the night. 4 touchdowns on the year now for Des.
Your man, number 22, Des Davidson. This guy is legit.
Man.
Here we go, OP.
This is what set it all up. The deep pass from Phil Sherry to Omarion Pace.
OP was getting held with one arm down. It still made the catch. Wow.
They talked a lot about him in the preseason. You can see why they like the raw physical skills this guy has.
Well, he lost a year at least due to an injury in a JV game. And he was on track to do some things. Now they're for basketball as well.
Yeah.
And so maybe, I mean, we're just seeing some of the best of him. That's awesome, by the way. Wouldn't it be great to have another weapon?
Well, yeah, no, I mean, it would be great. That's exactly the word I would use. Great. Especially at this point of the season.
Yeah.
You just keep adding to your repertoire.
So what's the difference with OP, though? So what's the one? It's like with Dalen. Now you got a guy that, I mean, obviously he's shown that he can catch the ball in all different kinds of angles, get the tough catches, the boundary catches, the ones with someone draped over your arms. But from a height perspective, he's a mismatch almost every game. You're not going to find corners that could stay with him height-wise. And now that he can go up and get the ball, man, I love that.
I mean,
love that.
I think I don't have an official height for him, but
7'2".
I think that what I heard was, 6'5", 6'4", somewhere in that range.
7'2".
7'2". Ethan Winningham.
6'10", Ethan Winningham.
Throwback there.
That's right. Yeah, I'm sorry, Ethan.
5 seconds to play here in the first half. Your Wampus Cats up 49-0. So I'm waiting the text from Scott Taylor to say, make it 7.
7 out of 7.
7 drives for your Wampus Cats here in the first half and 7 scores.
I bet Coach Kelly is not happy.
It's the line drive kick from Adrian Mejia.
Good tackle there. Who was that?
That was Noah Files.
Yeah,
sophomore.
They said that's not a shocker there. Noah Files is a stick.
That's going to do it for the first half. Conway up big, 49-0. It will be a short second half, and they're already into the second half over in Saline County. So we'll have to get an update on that as we go. There's still a chance that they might finish before us. I don't know. I guess it depends on how quickly we go here. All right. We'll be right back with the Conway Regional Health System halftime show here on Conway Corp.
Conway Regional has been the community's hospital for more than 100 years, providing high-quality, compassionate care. As our community continues to grow, we're growing alongside you to ensure all your healthcare needs are met right here in Conway. Our award-winning team, led by board-certified interventional cardiologists and emergency physicians, delivers one of the state's best door-to-balloon times for emergency heart care when you need it most. So when you're facing a heart emergency, trust the care you'll find down the hallway, not down the highway.
My name's Tom Roberts. I am an orthopedic surgeon specializing in sports medicine, and my first year in Conway was in 1992. Orthopedic surgery deals with bone and joint injuries. The subspecialty that I have is in sports medicine, which obviously deals with athletic injuries and helping athletes to stay healthy and get back from injury. I chose sports medicine because I injured my knee when I was in college and had to have surgery, went through rehabilitation, the whole process. So it got my interest piqued in what had happened to me and why things happened the way they did. And the good news is we do a lot better today than we did when I was young. Some days I'm in surgery, some days I'm in the office, some days I'm at the colleges seeing athletes, or perhaps covering a high school or college football game. Can be a lot of different things. So it's the thing I like about it, it's not the same thing every day. Obviously enjoy sports medicine a lot. I like arthroscopic surgery. Part of that has to do with what I went through, because the surgery that I had on my knee, we now do arthroscopically, which means we make little poke holes in the joint to be able to go in and do the surgery instead of making a large incision. Do a lot of ligament reconstructions for people that are dislocating their shoulder, tear their ACL, that type of thing. Probably the most common non-operative injury that we see are sprained ankles. People get busy playing their sport, they're running, jumping, looking up at the basket or the net, and come down to somebody else's foot, and all of a sudden your ankle rolls. And the good news is most of those can be treated non-operatively. You know, from an operative standpoint, some of those things would be like an anterior cruciate ligament reconstruction, or a torn meniscus in a knee, or a shoulder that's got a rotator cuff tear. So a lot of different things that we take care of in sports medicine. Preventing injuries is not totally completely possible, but you can limit your injuries by, one, maintaining your flexibility. Most of us don't like to stretch because it's a little bit painful, but having good flexibility is very helpful. Maintaining good core strength. You know, a lot of us don't really want to lift weights, get our chest and arms strong, but we don't do the things we need to do to keep our core strong. So I think core strengthening is a really important facet. And then just realizing if you are having a nagging problem, to try to figure out what's the cause of that, to get over that before you continue to make that worse. The recovery after orthopedic surgery for an athlete, first of all, we're focused on trying to help the patient recover from the injury and the surgery. And a lot of that is focused on, one, getting rid of the swelling, getting rid of you know, any loss of motion that's associated with the injury or the surgery, and finally getting their strength back, and then finally getting fully functional. So it's sort of a stepwise process, recovering from an injury, trying to minimize the damage from the injury, and then helping someone to rehabilitate to get back to their full function. Conway's been a great place to live. It's raised my family. My wife and I love it here. I think a combination of a good business community, also the colleges and schools in this area are outstanding. I think all that contributes to the fact that Conway is just a great place to live, and we love the outdoors. We're sort of at the foot of the Ozarks, and it's just been, it's an awesome place to live.
Transform your internet experience with Conway Corp Managed Wi-Fi, powered by Plume. Full-strength, uninterrupted Wi-Fi everywhere in your home. Multiple devices, maximum streaming and uploading. Installed by our experts for peak performance. Buffering, over. Dead spots, gone. Easy controls manage your smart devices, and advanced security keeps it all safe. It's the smarter way to Wi-Fi. Conway Corp Managed Wi-Fi. Upgrade now.
Fans, tonight the band will perform their 2022 show titled Rolling, featuring the music of Rick Astley, Dave Brubeck, Sting, and Arnold. The band is under the field command of drum majors Todd Butler, Ashley Parker, and Kerry Brewington. Will feature trumpet soloist Will Sellers and guard soloist Isabella Galloway. And I invite you to sit back and enjoy Rolling.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Conway High School Wampus Cat Champion.
Conway Regional has been the community's hospital for 100 years, providing high-quality, compassionate care. As our community continues to grow, we're growing alongside you to ensure all of your healthcare needs are met right here in Conway. When your family needs emergency care, you can trust our board-certified providers to provide the comprehensive care you deserve when you need it most. So when you're facing an emergency, trust the care you'll find down the hallway, not down the highway. At Conway Regional, we're not just growing, we're growing together.
We are back live here at Central High. It's homecoming week for the Central Tigers. They just had their whole, they did a little differently than Conway did a week ago. They did all of their homecoming court ceremonies at halftime on the field. So the band just now getting out there to do their thing. So he's Tim, I'm Levi. There's 4 minutes on the clock here at halftime. We expect they'll probably add some more time. So yeah, we're just kind of free-flowing right now. The third quarter is underway, not here, but over in Saline County between Bryant and Cabot. Bryant kicking off to start the second half with a 10-7 lead over the Cabot Panthers. The whole state is watching that game. It's number 1 versus number 2, and it has huge playoff implications for not just Bryant and Cabot, but also your Conway Wampus Cats, as we are currently tied in for third in the 7A Central, tied alongside I guess we're still tied with North Little Rock technically, although we have the head-to-head over them. So we've talked about it a lot. I mean, all the way back into our pregame setup. There's still a path to a 1 seed for your Wampus Cats. You need some help. Take care of business. Win your next 3 games. Get some help. You could still be the 1 seed. There's still a path to the 2 seed. But there's also still a path to the 3 and 4 seeds, and a lot of it's going to depend on not just what your Wampus Cats do the rest of the way, but games like tonight between Bryant and Cabot, and then Cabot still has to play North Little Rock in Week 10.
You'd love to be in a position to, like we were last year. By the way, we didn't lose a conference game until we didn't lose. Hey, buddy, how are you? Until Love Central. Until the Bryant game at the end of the season. So you really controlled your destiny back then in the last game. But this year, with the loss to Cabot, you still have to have some help from some other things going on. That's the reason why all the eyes are really kind of on this Cabot-Bryant game is that so one of those teams comes away with a loss, and all of the tiebreaker and all the gyrations go about. Again, we are looking really good to win this ball game. We've got Jonesboro at home, and I like us at home. I think we play pretty well at home. So I like our chances there against Jonesboro not to move too far ahead, and we won't. Coach Fimple won't let us do that. He won't really even let us talk about it. But we do need help, but to your point, all options are still on the table.
Here's how it currently stacks out for the top 4 teams in the 7A Central. You have Bryan and Cabot, both undefeated, 4-0 in conference play. They're obviously playing right now, so there's going to be a change there. Then you've got Conway and North Little Rock, both 3-1 in 7A Central play, but of course Conway with the head-to-head advantage over North Little Rock. Cabot playing Bryant tonight. They still have to play North Little Rock in Week 10, and of course we have to play Bryant in Week 10. So there's a lot of scenarios. It doesn't necessarily get any clearer for us after tonight, but it does knock down the scenarios a little bit so that we'll know what's going on into Week 10. But ultimately, with Cabot still having to play North Little Rock, everything's still going to be not decided in those top 4 spots as we head into Week 10. So a lot of fun things still ahead for us.
And they don't play. Cabot doesn't play North Little Rock to the last game of the season while we're playing Bryant.
Yes.
So it's that last weekend is going to be a thing to watch. North Little Rock playing pretty well tonight against Northside. I think they have a lead. They had a lead at one point.
Yeah, last we saw it was 17-7. So Bryant at the half was up 10-7. Very important for us that game stays close. Right. Because in tiebreaker scenarios, the first tiebreaker is your point differential. In conference games, you get up to 13 points per conference win. Currently, you've got Bryan and Cabot with 52 points towards that tiebreaker, and Conway and North Little Rock both with 39. Now, Conway's, if things play out the way they have here in the first half, is going to get another 13.
Right.
They'll be at 52 after tonight. But Bryant and Cabot, one of those teams, not going to gain any points tonight. So.
Well, and speaking of tonight, I mean, one of the things that I think that we talked about during the first part of the game, and we've talked about all week, we even talked about with Coach, is approaching a game that you're supposed to win and approaching it the right way, playing it one game at a time. And 49-0 at half really tells you where we are. And I think that it's one thing to bounce back from a loss like Cabot, which was really, really tough to take on so many levels. But then to turn around and bounce back, but you had a team that came in pretty high, pretty hot, and had a chance to pick you off if you didn't do the right things. That's easy to get up for, really. To be honest with you, I mean, it was great how we responded, but that's the kind of game at home you want to come back and you want to put your best foot forward. This is the kind of game where, I mean, you could probably still win the game with some different things not going your way or not playing just as well as you could, but we've not seen that tonight. We've had a few penalties, but you're going to have those and still put up 49 points. We have not punted. We've had the ball 7 times.
7 times.
Scored 7 times.
7 touchdowns.
That's just how you do it, man.
Yeah, we're gonna take a break here. The band is off the field. They've put 3 more minutes on the clock, so we'll take a break, come back, we'll recap the first half, look at the first half stats, and then get ready for the second half of action here on Conway Corp. Back after this 30-second break.
The Smith Ford family loves football too. We have a variety of vehicles on the lot and ready to drive to any game.
Our customers are treated like family. You'll receive the personalized service you expect and deserve.
We make purchasing a vehicle easy with a hometown feeling and no hassle guarantee. Come by and experience Smith Ford's family customer service in Conway on Oak Street or on the web.
Back live here at Central, 2 minutes away from the kickoff of the second half. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first half stats. We've mentioned it throughout, but 7 possessions for your Wampus Cats, 7 touchdowns, and you can really see the total yards of offensive production, the disadvantage between Conway and Central. Central in the negative trying to run the ball tonight.
Yeah, we've had a couple of sacks, but they really have not had a very effective running game at all. I mean, they haven't really done anything there. A couple of passes completed, but yeah, 21 yards to 374 is pretty much, that's all you need to know right there.
Lala Smith, your leading rusher in the first half. The first time that's happened for Lala. He's 7 carries, 83 yards, and he finally got into the end zone after getting stopped down inside the 5 2 times.
Yeah, and then the vulture, Donnie and Malo, have taken over.
Oh, man. Boogie Carr had 8 carries for 46 yards and a touchdown. I know you were getting a little cautious because there were a few times Boogie came up just a little slow.
Yeah, I mean, good thing we're not going to see him in the second half, but I thought he did kind of get up slow a couple times, and at time of year, again, it doesn't take much.
Jalen Chambers, 3 carries for 21 yards and a score. And Des Davidson, talk about some efficiency here.
Man.
3 carries, 5 yards, 2 touchdowns.
That's how you do it. That is how you do it. We've been effective pretty much at everything we've tried, and here's the thing: we've overcome. We've had probably 4 or 5 penalties. What's the stats on the penalty?
We have had 5 total,
penalties.
5 on each side.
Yeah, so I mean, it's been actually I think a pretty well officiated game, but 5 penalties, and they happened at really critical times within a drive, and we were still able to overcome those. So that shows kind of where you are. There's really no hesitation by our offense to overcome those kinds of plays.
Donovan Amalo's final numbers on the night. He was finished before the first half ended, but 13 for 15 for 152 and 1 touchdown, and that 1 touchdown got him to 20 now on the year, and he is over 2,000 yards passing on the year as well.
Nice. And the 20th one came to Jaden Hughes, his first touchdown of the year, and great for that senior. Awesome that he was able to get his first hit. And then you've got another bright spot besides the ones we've talked about is Omarion Pace.
Yeah.
A couple of really great catches.
He's leading the way, 3 catches for 86 yards.
Yeah, I mean, and they were some tough catches. Had a touchdown catch that you believe was one. I think he probably was maybe a little bit out of bounds, but anyway, so it was really a nice job by OP in the first half.
Is that Kesey Stuckett down there on crutches?
It is.
Well, you don't like to see that, Tim.
No, he came off the field under his own power.
On his ankle,
yeah,
so.
I think it's. I would hope that's more precautionary and.
Well, you talked about that staying healthy. That was your third thing.
Yeah.
Of your Tim's
that's fair.
3 things. It will be a running clock here in the second half, as this is now our 8th game of the year, and is this our 6th?
6th one.
6th Mercy?
No,
Sportsmanship
5.
Or just 5th?
5th one.
Okay,
yeah.
5th one on the year. Ooh, big
Who was
hit.
that?
That was Colin Goodman.
Colin
Goodman.
Gracious.
9 tackles on the year coming into tonight.
Hey, Coach, can I get in and I'll make a play, I promise.
Well, we've been seeing that.
He's tough on he plays regularly on special teams, and so wow.
R.J. Chapman, Tress Hammond. I think that's John Carter Kraft at the other safety. I'm trying to
Griffin
see
Sherrod.
who that corner is across the way. That's Colin Goodman out there defending that pass right there.
Yeah, wasn't going to let him get deep. That's good play. So, yeah, number 56, Griffin Sherrard, is out here on one end.
Justice Hills.
Yep.
Is in on the other side. Linebacker Seth Fortune, Ryan Talent, and I believe that's Grayson Allen.
It is.
On the far side.
Yeah. Still have, is that Tice Carr on this? No, it's
RJ Chapman.
RJ Chapman, yeah.
And then on the interior, I see 94, Montarius Jones.
Oh,
second down here, Seth Fortune.
Oh, that's a great tackle.
Grayson Allen getting in there.
I'm going to tell you, man, Seth Fortune brings a load when he gets a chance to play. He is really, really a really good linebacker.
It's Austin Watkins.
Is that Watkins out there on the other
defensive end?
Out there by Hills.
Of course, your long snapper. Well, no gain again. 3rd and 10. Spread it out empty for Adrian Bing. Dumps it over the middle. Crossing route. Big hit from Seth Fortune.
Christmas.
And that is enough to pick up the first down, but they paid for that one.
Here's your first down. You can move the sticks, but you're going to have to pick yourself up off the ground after this. Wow. I mean, just textbook. Way to go, Seth.
Jordan Thomas, the sophomore, took the hit. Back in there.
Yeah.
Lined up beside Bing. Bring a receiver in motion, hand it off to him. Beating him out to the corner. Colin Goodman pushes him out of bounds.
Okay.
That is at the 44.
Another first down. Got the edge. Jet sweep that worked there. Kept it fairly shallow. And that got past our end very quickly.
It is still 10-7 over at Bryant. They've been trading the ball back and forth. Deep pass here as Bing was looking for Ravion Odell. And well defended out there. Colin Goodman is back there, and
John Carter Kraft.
Kraft.
Yeah, you know, and I think John Carter probably disrupted that play more than Colin did, just with the jump to change the flight of the ball just a nudge.
John Carter, 1 interception on the year. He got the first interception for this Conway defense. Bing will keep it. Grayson Allen making the tackle.
Grayson cleaning up some stuff. He is really looking good. Had a good job there by Justice to get some penetration.
Darmonte Purifoy checking in on the defensive line. He's a junior. Checking in at tackle.
I think you got, Sam Seifert as out there on this end closest to you, looks like.
3rd and 11. Bing under pressure. Flag coming in. And Justice Hills thinks it's going to be face mask.
Well, nah,
maybe
this is this is a hold on.
Oh, okay.
What? Oh, you've got to be kidding me on the hold on. There was a hold on Sam Seifert that was unbelievable.
Well,
oh my gosh!
They threw it right at Justice Hill, so that's what was making me think it was on him.
Well, I can tell you this: Sam Seifert got absolutely pulled down by inside his shoulder pads. Not sure why you don't call that.
Still 3rd down, but we'll move it up a little bit. It's going to be 3rd and 7. Bing flushed out, a lot of free space over there. And slowed down.
And that's Bing on the keeper. And he gains the necessary yardage for another central.
That was Grayson Allen out there on the far side that slowed him down.
Yeah, we stopped the play originally, and then a good play by Bing to get outside and bounce it to the other side of the field. And we were chase mode at that point.
3:51 left in the 3rd quarter. Bryant is at their own 10. Steve Owens reporting defense is dominating in the second half. Nice step-up tackle from John Carter Kraft. Another first down picked up for Central.
Yeah, Bing's finding some good good spots in the middle of the field, in front of the safeties, but behind the linebackers.
Pressure coming again right up the middle. Colin Goodman out there, taking on Ravion Odell. Little pushing back and forth between those two.
Yeah, that's probably a good no call there. They were both giving at it, and that's and I think that's a great no call normally, is having guys that can hand check a little bit until it adjusts the play, and then you make the call. But hand checking a little bit down the field's okay.
Past the 5-minute mark here in the third quarter. Running clock the whole second half will be a short one. Unfortunately, I think we're going to catch up and surpass the Cabot and Bryant game. But we will not have, probably won't have a final score for you from there before our game is over. Bing moves Thomas over to his left. Doing some misdirection here with the handoff to Ronnie Williams Jr. Took it around the corner. There is a flag down near the 32.
He didn't let go quick enough. It was a hold on the outside edge. He just didn't let go in time.
I don't know if that's Tavik Somerville or Kai Buchanan. There's two number 53s on the team. One of them checked in.
Getting deep into the roster now.
You love it.
Yes.
That's what you want to see on a night like tonight. 53's checked in at the middle linebacker spot. And it's either Tavik Somerville or Kai Buchanan.
Okay.
Both are sophomores, so I'm not sure which one it is. Bing looking to his left. Looking deep. Nobody back there wearing a black jersey, but John Carter Kraft tried to catch up to it.
Yeah, that's Colin Goodman. Who was Colin? Just a little bit over the fingertips. He was trying hard. Still 10-7.
Yeah, 2:05 in the third quarter. And Bryant just punted it back to Cabot. Defense is showing out over in Saline County. Third and really, really long.
Nice.
Conway going to get a sack here.
Watkins coming off the edge. He got pressure initially by Justice Hills and Watkins with a big tackle behind the line of scrimmage, creating fourth and forever.
Central was getting some movement downfield and
looking
Conway
good for a while there. Yeah.
Step back up.
A lot of pride in the defense. I mean, you got to know it in practice it's that way, but boy, when you get in the game and you got a defense, you got a shutout going on. Nobody wants to be the first. So good job by your defense there.
And this will be the fifth punt of the night for Central. And each one has gotten better. The first one didn't go so well.
Yeah, this one gets really good.
2 minutes and ticking away here. So yes, unfortunately, we are going to catch up to and surpass that Bryant Cabot game that's going on over in Saline County. 1 versus 2. Talked about it all night, but it's going to be a big game, obviously, in the state, and going to go a long way in determining how things shake out. But 1 through 4,
right
here in the 7A Central. Caden Henderson getting the first handoff there, and Derek Haynes slow to get up over there. He is back up on his feet.
All right.
Derek, backup right guard and backup left guard right now.
Yeah, he's played a lot on the varsity side.
With Q Whitehead out, James Neal Jr. moving into that starting role. Derek's had to play backup on both guard spots.
We've had a lot of changes and people having to cover a lot of different ground, a lot of different positions on the offensive line.
2nd and 8, they swing it out to Caden Henderson. Caden has some space, stays on his feet. Took on a attempted tackle and broke out of it.
Yeah, and I mean, guy made a good, solid hit, but Caden had none of it. Nice.
Arturo Acosta in at receiver. Also your backup kicker. Number 15, he's a junior. Expect to maybe see him take on the kicking duties next year.
He has the Levi Gilbert flow going on.
Yeah, I like it. It is 3rd and inches.
They're working some clock here. That's okay. That's good. Want to get us into the they don't have to snap here before the end of the 3rd.
Just let it roll. And that's what they'll do. End of the 3rd quarter here. And end of the 3rd quarter in Bryant. 10-7 at Bryant at the end of 3. 49-0 at the end of 3 here at Central.
A little different.
Back with the final quarter of action after this break here on Conway Corp.
We so often anecdotally get from our customers, hey, we've come to your store and it just feels different. And they really have a hard time explaining why that is, what that is, how they feel that way. But I think our customers need to come experience for themselves and understand why Caldwell Cares means something here and why it feels different here and why we're here to help you buy a car, not to sell you a car. And that's kind of our approach.
What has been all Conway tonight. We'll flip the field over as we start the 4th quarter here. 3rd and 1. Des Davidson has checked into the backfield. Des with 2 touchdowns tonight. Give it to him. He's working that left side. Picks up the 1st down. About 5 or 6 more.
Let's go, Desmond. Well, what a good runner. I mean, you know, the thing about it is he's got some things to his game that he's not shown exactly in the varsity, but he's shown in like junior varsity when he's gotten a little different opportunities where he can catch the ball in the flats. He can do that wheel route that Boogie does. He can run off into the slot and then go from there. And so, ooh.
Oh, man. Shoestring tackle kept it from being a lot more there. Des had a lot of space there in the middle.
We've seen that like 6 or 7 times now where it's the last hand on a foot.
He did pick up 4 yards there. Jackson McNair in at right tackle. Got Andrew McCrae, Arturo Acosta, Jonathan Smith here at receiver on the near side, and I believe out on the far side that is number 26, Jaden Gaines.
Oh, yeah.
A sophomore.
Yeah. Sophomore getting a lot of time on the JV squad and now getting some varsity time. That's good news.
Hand off to Caden Henderson here, and Caden stopped maybe right back at that line of scrimmage. Things getting tight up at Fort Smith.
Uh-oh.
North Little Rock up 17-14 after Poom Savoy scores on a 4-yard keeper to pull that game within 3. So close games across the state, just not right here. Phil Sherry's ball is batted up into the air, and luckily Central not able to find it while it was up there.
Be interesting to see what we do here. I'm guessing we will line up our normal with Phil back there to.
Well, and they probably won't put anybody back with Phil in there.
Right, yeah. This is actually a time where they've started doing that, where they've lined it up. See this, the throw comes up. Yeah, good defensive play there.
Phil Sherry will punt it away. First punt of the night for your Wampus Cats. Phil Sherry, 10 punts coming into the night, averaging 41.4 yards per punt with a long of 55.
Right? Wow. Go, Phil.
That was another pretty good one there.
King of the old pooch kick.
Well, when nobody's going to be back there, it's super effective. Who are you seeing now, Tim?
Grayson Dumas is in. Number 58. See him in there now.
And Carter Stapleton is in at one of the safety spots.
Yeah.
And Noah Files is in at the other safety spot. Little screen pass for Central. Not doing too much there.
Great tackle there. Griffin Sherrard and 94, which is MJ. Great tackle there, yeah. Still running our base 4-3. Haven't really changed that a bit tonight.
And the bands are battling it out here. Being flushed out to his left. Noah Files. That may have been Colin Goodman. It was Colin Goodman.
Yeah, and he had to get out of the pocket because the pressure was getting to him. Also in there is number 52. You talked about him. Did you talk about him earlier? That's John Paul
Saxton. I have not, and also in is Xavier Wright, number 35.
Good hustle there by John Paul.
Xavier is in at that middle linebacker spot. John Paul coming off the right side here. Quick pass out in the flats, and Carter Stapleton chasing that down. Talking about the flowing locks.
Yeah, he's got it going on. Kind of the he's got the kind of the safety version of Garrett Sanders.
Yeah.
Coaches on the sideline coaching all the guys coming up off the field. Really good job here by your coaching staff.
2nd and 1 here for Central. Fake it, looking deep. That is going to be a flag coming in on R.J. Chapman.
Yeah, got a little too quick. This is the one time, I mean, when you're on the defensive side, you're okay with it because it's not a spot foul like it is in college and high school. So you bring it back, mark off 15.
We'll pick up the first down for the Tigers. But does help keep them out of the end zone.
Yes, I'm all for that.
These Tigers coming into tonight's game have been giving up 54 points per game, I believe, is the number I saw.
Wow.
And have only been scoring 9 points a game.
Well, it's playing out somewhat like that tonight. We really kind of shut down the offense, really just some basic plays.
Cabot had 1st and goal from the 2. They get stuffed on 3 straight plays by Bryant. The sack here from John Paul Saxton. Man, oh man, just came off.
Oh, shot out of a cannon he was. Look at this.
Unguarded on the right side.
Man, great tackle.
Jordan Thomas, he had to make a choice. I've got 2 guys coming. Which one do I block? Well, he didn't block John Paul Saxton.
No, and that was, man, what a great play for John Paul.
Anyway, back to the Brian Cabot. Cabot, 1st and 2, or 1st and goal from the 2. Stuffed on 3 straight plays. Settled for a field goal.
Wow.
Tie game.
Tie game.
At Bryant. They are into the 4th quarter. 7:57 to go in that one.
Great job there by Justice Hills. Also, Sam Seifert out there. Great job by Sam Seifert.
Brings up 4th. I'm going to say about 18.
Some of these names you're going to start hearing next year, man. Looking good, man. They're holding their own.
They'll go for it on 4th down. Looking over the middle. It was broken up by Ryan Talent. Or no, he did catch it.
He made the catch.
He's short, so it will be a turnover on downs.
Nice job by your defense. Wow.
Conway keeping Central out of the end zone yet again. Mason McEwen, Derek Haynes, Jackson McNair. See them heading out. As well as Landon Berry and Jacqueline Croft, all on the offensive line. Under 4 minutes to play. Hand it off to Des Davidson. And Des somehow got a yard out of that, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
Well, and they know it's coming. They know basically where it's going to go. They were lining up and just trying to stuff the run back in our face. Might be a good chance for Phil to take one, pull it out, get around the end, or
trying to set up the screen here.
They
Phil,
had it covered.
Nothing going, so he's going to try and get back to the line.
Yeah, they had a great job by Central there. They had the screen covered up completely. There was no opening there, so good job by Phil just to keep it,
So
did what he could.
Our first time to see the 6th running back. As Kobe Irwin comes in, Phil Sherry passing out there on the far side. I'm trying to see whose number that is. I think it's a 40-something. 48. Zach Colbiff.
Well, that was a bullet by Phil. I mean, he really unloaded. We're going to run the clock down here. I would imagine we're going to pooch it out. Still 30 seconds on the play clock. It'll take us under 2 minutes if they hold it the entire time. Trying to get that extra 5.
Phil will step back. A little bit of a high snap. Directional kick over here to the right side.
Great kick.
Takes a nice Conway bounce down to the 20.
Yeah, man, Phil's got that going on.
They'll mark it at the 21. Arturo Acosta grabbed it at the 21 and moved it over to the 20.
Well, and I like that game. I'm off. Why is that a problem? Anybody else finding a problem with that?
I never said it was a problem. I'm just calling what happened on the field, and the official moved it back to the 21. We're down to 1:40 to go. Clock's still ticking. Not much time left for Central to try and move it 79 yards downfield. Across the middle. Nice.
53.
Hit from, well, it's either Tavik Somerville or Kai Buchanan.
Wish we knew. Good job. Good push by your defensive line.
Under a minute to play here in the game. Bing rolling out to his right. Just going to keep it out there. John Paul Saxton forces him out of bounds.
Yeah, good job there again by Saxton and also by Sam Seifert, keeping that play, pushing it all the way boundary. He got around his guy, did a little bit of a bull move, and got outside.
Zach Easterling checking in. He's a junior. I think he's checking in at one of the corner spots down here on the near side, number 32. Hand it off, working over here on the near side.
Ooh, nice
Easterling
chase.
Stepping up, and also great chase there from Grayson Dumas.
Yeah, really nice chase down.
And that is going to do it here tonight. The Wampus Cats come into Central High, score on their first 7 possessions of the game, all in the first half.
Yep.
And shut things out. Another shutout, 3rd shutout of the year.
Wow.
For this Conway defense. Big 49-0 victory. Wampus Cats move to 7-1 overall, 4-1 in conference play. And they will have 52 points now in conference wins for tiebreaker purposes.
Yay.
There's still big games going on here in the 7A Central. Northside is playing host to North Little Rock. That game is still 17-14 into the second half. It is
North Little Rock.
Yeah, North Little Rock leading. And Jonesboro going to get their first win in conference play tonight over Southwest. Bryan and Cabot still tied up at 10. That is into the fourth quarter. So we're not going to have a final there for you on air tonight. But that game very obviously tied. So anyone's ball game right now, and going to be excited to find out how that one finishes. Next week, your Wampus Cats back at home, playing host to the Jonesboro Hurricane. This is their first year moving into the 7A Central. They replaced Catholic, who has moved down to the 6A. So not an unfamiliar foe for your Wampus Cats. We've been playing them for the last forever, it seems
first
like.
time as a conference foe.
Yeah, first time as a conference foe, and they are appearing that they're going to be coming off their first conference win of the years. They're trying to fight for that sixth and final playoff spot out of the 7A Central. So we will have that back home for you in week 9. Just 2 games left in the regular season. Can you believe it?
No, it's going by fast. It always does.
All right, final thoughts tonight, Tim.
Well, we got it. We did the things that I really hope we would. We played up to our capabilities. We stayed healthy. We got some turnovers, and so those are the things that were important and really kind of showed that we are, the class, still the class of the 6A of the 7A Central, and along with obviously Cabot and Bryant, but we played like we should have played, and that's what's important.
All right, our thanks tonight to Wayne Bailey, Scott Taylor back at home, bringing the stats, Justin King, Kara Kirby, Brady Myers, Alex Douglas, Jenna Kelly, Dewey Farmer, and Keith Kelly. And, of course, big thanks to our executive producer, Jeff Matthews, keeping us all in line. He's Tim. I'm Levi. We'll see you back home next week in Week 9 as Conway plays host to Jonesboro. Thanks for watching.